watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Happening now at 6, covering the entire DMV. Sights on the Super Bowl. The Ravens and Chiefs duke it out in Baltimore. The score and a live report where fans flocked for the conference championship. And tensions rise. U.S. troops killed in the Middle East. Live look at the White House tonight, where the Biden administration is considering how to respond to a drone strike, the latest from our elected officials. And facing fines, the crackdown on D.C. drivers in bus lanes, how much you could pay and what residents feel about those changes come tomorrow. Plus, we're stretching your dollar. Start filing your taxes tomorrow. How to get your refund fast and who can help you file for free.
And we have some river flooding that's ongoing. We also have some snow on the way and some rain, moderate to heavy at times. We'll show you the latest radar coming up in a few minutes. Stick around.
Thank you, Scott. And thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6 this Sunday evening. I'm Ben Dennis. Right now, the Baltimore Ravens are hoping to keep their dream of another Super Bowl appearance alive. The Ravens are hosting the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game right now. Restaurants and bars, they're packed with fans who did not travel to Baltimore. That includes fans at the Crystal City Sports Pub. Dave Laval joins us live. Dave, it's been a back and forth fourth quarter. What's the mood like right now?
Well, good evening to you, Ben. We can tell you we had to step outside because up until a few minutes ago, you couldn't even hear yourself think inside this pub. Unfortunately, if you're a Ravens fan, well, hope is about to give way to despair as the Chiefs lead this one late in the fourth. Managers told us it's been standing room only inside the three-story pub since about an hour before kickoff. We found an overwhelming sea of red from Kansas City fans who showed their colors, but we also saw some purple jerseys and caps from the Baltimore faithful. Those who did not wear team colors still made their presence felt, or should I say heard, as they cheered on their team throughout the game.
The season has been great. You know, I'm still rooting for the Ravens. You know, we got to get some points on that board, though.
They've done a great job. Lamar has done a great job, MVP. He's a lot ahead of him for the next quarter coming up. I think he'll do a good job.
Well, unfortunately, doesn't look good for the Ravens right now, as again, they trail in this one late in the fourth. We'll have reaction from fans tonight on our later newscast and a full recap of today's action in Baltimore on game night. For now, though, we're live in Arlington. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Curious to hear what fans have to say right now. That score is 17-10 in the fourth. Roughly 2 minutes left. Kansas City's going to have the ball. We'll keep you updated on that big game in Baltimore. Time is 6:03. Back to your weather now with Scott Sumner, who is not particularly a Baltimore Ravens fan, but he is a fan of tracking your forecast. Hey, Scott.
Well, you know, you got to be a sports fan in general. I am a football fan. Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's get on to the weather aspect of it here. We have, again, some rain still out there. I did talk yesterday that we'd have the early morning heavy rain. There'd be a bit of a lull and then another batch of showers moving through this afternoon. Sure enough, that's come to fruition here. As you'll note, around Frederick and Walkersville, some steady to moderate rain right along the I-70 and the I-270 corridor down towards Green Valley. We move a little further to the south, though. Not much in the way of rain showers, some mist and drizzle in and around Washington, D.C. But south and west of there is certainly seeing some moderate to heavy rain that's encroaching the I-95 area from Fredericksburg right up towards the Stanford region. All of this will continue to shift from west to east over the next couple of hours and will move out. As you can see behind this line, there really isn't much of any shower activity to speak of, just some mist and drizzle, like I said. And here it is. Over the next hour or so, the future scan will show those rains continuing to pull from west-east across the district, across the Beltway. This is rain estimates over the last 24 hours, and it pretty much falls in line with what we talked about last night, from around 1 inch to 1.5 inches to 2 inches, and a little over 2 inches here just around the Winchester region in parts of northern Virginia. So for tonight, we still have some rain around, and temperatures will drop out of the 40s where they currently stand and fall into the 30s and hold into the upper 30s overnight tonight. Weather headlines here: mountain snow and river flooding tonight. We'll talk about the river flooding aspect coming up in the main weather. Windy start to the week and some dry days ahead. That's all coming up.
All right, Scott, thank you. Developing right now, this is a live look at the Pentagon. Tonight, 3 U.S. troops were killed overnight in the Middle East. 25 hurt in a drone attack at an American base in Jordan. It's near the Syrian border. President Biden says a radical Iran-backed militant group are behind it. He says the first family grieves the loss of the warriors in the despicable and wholly unjust attack, adding the U.S. will hold all those responsible to an account at a time and a manner our choosing. Several GOP U.S. senators, meantime, calling on the White House to respond to Iran right now. Texas Senator John Cornyn saying, quote, target Tehran, that's Iran's capital. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham saying, quote, hit Iran now, hit them hard. In the DMV, West Virginia Senator Shelley Moore Capito saying it's time to reestablish deterrence against Iran with a decisive response to these unacceptable strikes. Democratic Virginia Senator Tim Kaine responding, saying no direct mention of targeting Iran, but noting the U.S. must do more to protect our service members in the region. Turning back to your local headlines, the University of Maryland police are investigating an off-campus robbery in College Park. Police say a man was approached by 3 suspects, a man and 2 women, when he was getting off an elevator in his apartment building on Baltimore Avenue around 3 a.m. Those suspects demanded he let them up the elevator. When the victim refused, the suspects allegedly assaulted him, stole some of his belongings. The victim sustained minor injuries. That investigation is ongoing. Back here at home, some parents and lawmakers in Virginia are hoping to use state money to pay for alternative education options. They could be tutoring, private schooling, or homeschooling. It's all part of the Republican school choice initiative there. Democrats are against the move, saying it could negatively impact public schools. Advocates say the bill would allow parents to take their kids out of underperforming public schools and move them to private schools that better suit their educational needs. But Democrats say the proposal would defund public education.
Addie has always been blessed with great teachers, but in public school they were stretched so thin in meeting so many demands within the classroom. At Grace, Addie has been able to receive that extra attention that has pushed her to reach new goals and excel academically.
All the more reason why we need to make those critical investments in those public schools when you've got some of our children in our community who need more support. We certainly need to be making more of those investments.
Several Republican-led efforts to create those education savings accounts have already failed in the state Senate. There's also a bill in Virginia to give all students free school meals. If it becomes law, all public school students would qualify for free breakfast and lunch. The State Department of Education would then reimburse the district. And heads up, Metro riders, 4 stations, they remain closed: Glenmont, Wheaton, Forest Glen, and Silver Spring because of some Purple Line project construction. Purple Line isn't part of the Metro system, but Metro officials say because of the proximity of the future light rail line to Metro's Red Line, those trains are unable to operate during construction. Metro will also use the time to do some maintenance work. There's still some shuttle service replacing those trains in that stretch. D.C.'s Department of Transportation is now recommending major changes along the H Street corridor in Northeast that would be part of their bus priority project. The changes include creating bus-only lanes and streetcar-only lanes on both sides of the street between 3rd, 14th. The proposal also calls for what are called bulb outs. That's where the sidewalk extends into a parking lane. Department of Transportation says that those sidewalk extensions will eliminate the need for a bus to pull in and out of traffic lanes to help safety. There's also a proposal to allow buses and the streetcar bypass traffic at 14th Street. Staying in the district, get ready to pay a price if you illegally park, drive, or stop in a bus-only lane. Get this, starting tomorrow, D.C. will start fining drivers $100 if they do this. The fine is the second phase of the Clear Lanes program. Phase 1 started in November. That phase was for bus zones, which is the area around a bus stop. Bus lanes are usually painted red. People we spoke to in the district say that they like the move because it makes roads safer for everybody to use.
You're going with the flow of traffic and your bike, but just people party there, and then you have lines of cars, and then you need to merge into the main lane, and you don't want to get run over.
I think that's a good thing, especially, they have people waiting for the buses, people with disabilities and stuff like that. Definitely wouldn't want that, to be blocking off the buses and stuff like that. I think it's really good for the city.
And if you want to learn more about the bus lane and bus zone enforcement, visit d.dc.gov/clear lanes program. Over in Maryland, one state delegate has introduced a bill to help significantly improve fire safety in residential high-rise buildings. Delegate Lori Charkoudian announced on X earlier this week the Melanie Nicole Diaz Fire Safety Act has been introduced in the State House. The bill is named after a 25-year-old woman who died in the Arrive Apartments in Silver Spring just last year. You'll remember hearing about that on DC News Now. This isn't the first time a bill has been introduced in the Maryland legislature to address the fire at that apartment. Last year, a similar bill was introduced, but it did not pass that session. This legislative session goes on until April the 8th. And new details tonight. It was a deadly year on roads in Maryland. 600 people were killed in traffic-related crashes in 2023 alone. Well, tonight, Kevon Dupree tells us about a local organization raising awareness on how simple changes we can make to save some lives.
There were more traffic-related deaths in Maryland last year than in any of the previous 17 years. Now Safe Roads Maryland is informing drivers and pedestrians about the importance of practicing safe roadway habits every day. Montgomery County roads are busy as drivers head home. And Safe Roads Maryland founder John Singh is encouraging drivers to take their time to create a safer roadway environment for everyone.
Drive no faster than the speed limit. Leave a little bit earlier. The chances of you living to see the next day will be much greater.
Singh says he's advocating for better roadway safety practices now more than ever because there were 600 traffic fatalities across the state in 2023.
Each individual person woke up that morning during 2023 someday and thought they were going to see the next day, and they didn't.
He says there's 4 main factors that contribute to dangers on the road.
Number 1, speeding. Just slow down. Number 2, driving under the influence. Third is buckle up. And finally, it's distracted driving.
Safe Roads Maryland's ultimate goal is to have 0 traffic fatalities. Singh says it's a goal that can be achieved by everyone doing their part when they get behind the wheel.
Slow down, respect other drivers, don't drive under the influence, buckle up, and put the cell phone down.
Reporting in Albany, I'm Kevon Dupree, DC News Now.
Our thanks to Kevon.